controls are a little slow. Like when I hit something, it takes. At least it seems like it. See? What in the world is it doing? Come on. Oh, wait, I gotta look at it. Stupid. Never mind. I was wondering why it wasn't working. Alright. Can we raise the stakes by announcing Americans on the moon?
No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come. But condense, if you will, the 50,000 years of man's recorded history in a time span of but a half a century. Stated in these terms, we know very little about the first 40 years, except at the end of them, advanced man had learned to use the skins of animals to cover them. Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week did we develop penicillin and television and nuclear power. And now, if America's new spacecraft succeeds in reaching Venus, we will have literally reached the stars before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see it governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom and peace. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. Those who came before us made certain that this country rode the first waves of the Industrial Revolution, the first waves of modern invention, and the first wave of nuclear power. And this generation does not intend to founder in the backwash of the coming age of space. We mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. And its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win on the other side.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
All right. That was pretty cool. Kennedy Space Center.
I think the momentous,
Wow.
most memorable thing that I can recall about that particular day was the opportunity while my two friends here were being put into the spacecraft to stand alone by myself out there and look at the rocket and the quietness and see the sun come up and the waves rolling in and the evidence of the millions of people watching, but nothing specific and just so quiet, and to realize that indeed such a contrast was going to take place, all the frantic activity preparing the rocket, but it was so quiet up there for me personally, and that in a very few moments we were going to be departing in a great roar and off for a momentous event.
Light a minute.
I thought we had a 90% chance of getting back safely to Earth on that flight, but only a 50-50 chance of making a successful landing on the first attempt. There's so many unknowns in that descending from lunar orbit down to the surface that had not been demonstrated yet by testing. It's a risk-reward equation, and you're able to accept a level of risk so long as it's commensurate with the reward that you will get by achieving the goal that you're after.
Mission minus 1 minute 35 seconds on the Apollo mission. The flight to land of the first men on the moon. All indications coming in to the control center at this time indicate we are go. 1 minute 25 seconds and counting. Our status board indicates the third stage completely pressurized. 80-second mark has now been passed. We'll go on full internal power at the 50-second mark in the countdown. Guidance system goes on internal at 17 seconds, leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T-minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting.
Literally, you'd be counting down with your light.
Astronauts report it feels
you're
good.
gonna be alive.
25 seconds.
Oh.
20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower clear.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Oh my God! Oh wow!
Altitude's 2 miles.
Oh, 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 3, 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
11 Houston, thrust is go. All engines, you're looking good. Hi, Roger. You're loud and clear, Houston.
We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now.
11 Houston, your guidance is converged. You're looking good.
Set 8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second.
Stand by for mode 1, Charlie. Mark, mode 1, Charlie. 1, Charlie.
Cliff Charlesworth taking a staging status.
This is Houston, you are go for staging. Tower's gone. Roger, tower. Board cutoff.
Inboard engines out.
I'm in board cutoff.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. And now we float. Look at that. Look at that. It's like being there. It's crazy.
Houston, be advised the visual is go today. This is Houston, roger out. Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look at.
Can't touch it. So are we just kind of hovering here, or are we moving? We're slowly moving. Okay. All right, Earth orbit mission. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. This is not as impressive, but still good. Oh, there it is. I see it down there now. So this would be them orbiting the Earth, I guess. Wow, that's crazy. Like,
I think certainly to
nighttime,
go as far
daytime.
away as the moon and look back on the Earth certainly does affect your perspective. And then when you see it, tiny as your thumbnail held out in front of you at arm's length, that sort of gets your attention. A beautiful sight, tiny, pristine, blue and white, very fragile-looking object, shining like a beautiful little headlight out there in the black velvet of space. It does change your perspective. It makes you think that we have to take better care of this little fragile entity, because it is fragile.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Slightly less than 1 minute to ignition, and everything is go.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Ignition. We confirm ignition, and the thrust is go. Apollo 11, this is Houston at 1 minute. Trajectory and guidance looks good, and the stage is good.
Apollo 11.
We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second. Apollo 11, this is Houston. Around 3.5 minutes. You're still looking good. Your predicted cutoff is right on the nominal.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second. Altitude 177 nautical miles. Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are go at 5 minutes.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
There it is. Get ready to take control. Skip to cinematic. Okay, yeah. Definitely. All right, here we go. All right, docking sequence. Separation, rotation, capture. You will first be required to pitch rotate the command module so it's facing the lunar module. Once you have completed this, you will need to thrust the command module forward to keep both spacecraft aligned using the aiming reticles. We recommend you do this as gently as possible to avoid damaging the spacecraft. Okay. All right, so you got to separate, rotate, and capture. Okay. All right. So recenter, transfer. Oh no, sorry. Translate left, right, up, down. Pitch up and down. Accelerate, decelerate. Why would they have accelerate and decelerate the same button? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay. Let's wing it.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Your go for separation. Our system's recommendation is arm both pyro buses, over.
Okay, Pyro B coming armed. My intent is to use bottle primary one as per the checklist, therefore I just turned day on.
Roger, we concur with the logic.
There we go. So I got to put that into that. And I have to do it inside this tiny little capsule. Oh, sweet. Look at those opticals. That is amazing.
We need to rotate the spacecraft now.
Okay, thanks. Alright, after long... Okay, there we go. We're moving. Can I get a visual on...
Okay, we got the Eagle in view.
There we go. Nope, nope, nope. Hold on. Go back, go back. I got this, I got this. Alright, so how do I... Okay, use the X button to accelerate forward. Okay.
Moving forward. Meters.
Alright. I got this.
25.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you don't have to...
20 meters.
I got this. Hold on.
15 meters.
Jesus. Decelerate.
10 meters. 8 meters.
Good.
6. 5 meters.
Nope.
3. 2 meters.
God, don't really get it.
1 meter.
I didn't do it? Wait. That was not... Well, I thought I did that. Missed docking target. Well... Okay. So evidently maybe what I was going for wasn't the right target? Well, that's disappointing. I thought I had it. Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's what I did before. Alright, let's try this one more time. If we don't get it this time, we'll just skip to the cinematics, because... Alright, so I got that.
Alright, Neil, we need to rotate the spacecraft now. Okay, we got the Eagle in view. Moving forward. 25. 20 meters. 15 meters.
Okay.
10 meters.
At some point.
8 meters.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait. Now I see it.
5 meters.
That's the
3.
part.
2 meters.
Slow down!
1
Slow
meter.
down! Slow down! Oh, God! I'm gonna crash. Unsafe speeds. Okay. Okay. I had that one. I was just flying at the thing. Let's try this again. I thought I was going for the middle pole. I didn't see the other part, so. All right. Let's do this.
Okay, we got the Eagle in view.
Go.
Moving forward. Ten meters.
Drive it slow this time, I promise.
8 meters. 6. 5 meters. 3. 2 meters. 1 meter.
Good.
And capture.
Nice. Nice.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Roger, we've got the high gain locked on now, I believe. Auto track and now.
Okay, you're coming in loud and clear, but Mike is just barely readable.
How is Neil? How are you reading Mike?
Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked.
That's fine. Houston, we're ready for LEM ejection.
Roger, go for LEM ejection.
Thank you.
All right, there they go.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11, go ahead.
Roger, could you give us some comments on how the transposition and docking went, over?
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well, Houston, although I expect I used more gas than I've been using in the simulator. Except for using a little more gas, and I'd be interested in your numbers on that. Everything went nominally.
This is Houston. Roger, we copy.
A minus. Oh, God. Well, my seat just ejected me. Hold on. Oh, okay. So it didn't like my speed. Okay, that's fine. Whatever, I could have slowed down. All right, mission time elapsed. 4 days, 4 hours, and 10 minutes. I think we're going to the moon because it's in the nature of the human being to face challenges. It's by the nature of his deep inner soul. We're required to do these things just as salmon swim upstream. What was that? Okay. Oh, I dropped my controller. There we go. Alright, where are we? I mean, I know we're outer space, but I guess we're approaching the moon. That would make sense.
Eagle, Houston, the alignment and the initialization look good to us, over. Roger, thank you. Eagle, Houston, would you have Columbia go to the high gain, yaw 0, pitch -20, over?
There you go. 1 minute till take. You guys take care.
See you later.
Are you checking out my live stream?
Apollo 11, Houston, we are go for undocking, over. Roger, understand. Roger, Eagle, undock. Roger, how does it look? Fail. Eagle has wings. Roger. Eagle, Houston, we see you on the terrible, over. I do believe you got thrusters on board that vehicle. Okay, you've got it. Do it, Data. Roger, let us know when you're ready to copy. We have a DOI pad and a PDI pad, over. Guidance says we're go. Coming up on 5 minutes to ignition, Gene Kranz getting a go, no-go for descent. Okay, all flight controllers, I'm going around the horn. Make your go, no-goes based on the data you have prior to LOI. See, we got it back. Give me another few seconds. We're going, fine. Okay, retro, go. Vital, go. Guide, go. Control, go. Telcom, go. GNC, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go to continue PDI.
All right, now we're going to land. Let's see. All thrust is provided by a single rocket under the center of the lander. You need to angle the craft to slow its descent for a soft landing. Okay. Hold up for additional thrust. Left and right. Pitch forward back. Toggle landing site marker. Okay. We can do this. Okay.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Okay, I don't think I'm doing this right. Oh God! Oh no! No!
Altitude 4,200. You're go for landing. Over.
I'm so confused. Stop spinning! You're making me sick. Oh God! Something just came on. There's an alarm.
1201 alarm. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. Altitude 1,600. Roger. 1,400 feet. Still looking very good. Roger. 1202.
I think we might be in trouble. Oh no! Crashed into the surface. Oh well. Alright, okay, use the gauge shown above to verify your pitch relative to the moon's surface. Okay, the more you are pitched over, the faster you fall. Okay, once you begin, enter P66, above display. At this point, data register 1 shows you your ground speed in feet per second, in data register 3 shows your altitude in feet. Okay. Okay. Let me try this again. I hope they give me another brief thing of the controls, because that was a little confusing. I couldn't tell what was my rocket and what was my pitch. Okay, get ready to take control. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is thrust. This is pitch. Okay, all right. I got this. Thrust, pitch.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Flew out of range. Okay, yeah, I have no idea how to do that. That is very frustrating. Good thing I'm not an astronaut.
I'll leave it flew. Relay to us. See if they got me now. I got good signal strength in flew.
Okay, you should have him now, Houston.
Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good, over. Eagle, Houston, after yaw around, angled S-band pitch, -9er, yaw, +18.
So cool.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Manual attitude control is good.
Roger, copy.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm.
I'm not doing it.
1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm.
That was
We're
more.
go. Same type. We're go. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 37 degrees. Eagle looking great. Your go.
Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy it. 35 degrees. 35 degrees. 750, coming down to 23. 700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees. 100 feet, down to 19. 540 feet, down to 30, down to 15. At 400 feet, down at 9. Gate forward. 10 and 50 feet, down at 4. 36.5 down. They're tagged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. On 1.5 down. 70. Got the shadow up there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity, light. 8.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. Within 60 feet. 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. And 20 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. 185. 75 feet. That's looking good, down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow.
See the dust.
4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half. 30 seconds. Forward. Contact light. Okay, engine stop.
Whoa.
ATA at a descent.
Lunar
Post
contact.
control, both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Now what?
I'm at the foot of the ladder. The limb footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches. Although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads in the fine sandy particles. Neil, this is Houston. We're copying. There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk around.
Okay, so now... Oh, I can walk around on the moon. I didn't even know this was a thing. Deploy experiments. Okay.
Beautiful view. Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here. Magnificent desolation. Yes, surface material. Okay, Houston, I'm going to change lenses on you. Roger, Neil. Okay, Houston, tell me, get a new picture. Neil, this is Houston. That's affirmative. We're getting a new picture. You can tell it's a longer focal length lens. And for your information, all LEM systems are go. Over. Yes, surface material, outer. I don't know how good your lens is, but if you can touches above. You pull out some of my cable for me, please? Houston, how close are you able to get things in focus?
The passive seismic experiment detected lunar moonquakes and provided information about the internal structure of the moon. This experiment studied the propagation of seismic waves through the moon and provided our most detailed look at the moon's internal structure. The Apollo 11 seismometer returned data for just 3 weeks but provided a very useful look at lunar seismology. More advanced seismometers were deployed at the Apollo 12, 14, 15 and 16 landing sites and transmitted data to Earth until September 1977. Each of these seismometers measured all 3 components of ground displacement: up-down, north-south and east-west. If a seismic event is observed by 3 or more seismometers, the time and location of the event can be determined. Because seismic waves from distant events travel deeper into the moon than waves from nearby events, by measuring events at various distances from the seismometer, one can determine how seismic velocities vary with depth in the moon. In turn, this information can be used to study the moon's internal structure. Most of the events observed by the seismometers were due either to moonquakes or to meteorite impacts. However, the third stages of several Saturn V rockets and the ascent stages of several lunar modules were deliberately crashed into the moon after these spacecraft were no longer needed. These man-made crashes produced seismic events of known times and locations and helped to calibrate the network of seismometers.
Interesting.
The laser ranging retroflector experiment was deployed on Apollo 11, 14 and 15. It consists of a series of corner cube reflectors, which are a special type of mirror with the property of always reflecting an incoming light beam back in the direction.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Henry, you didn't know you could throw so far. You can really throw things a long way up here. Neil, this is Houston. Based on your camera transfer with the LEC, do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over? Difficulties in SRC? Negative. Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil. It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. The descent engine did not leave a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance on the ground. We're essentially on a very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount. Start to lose my balance in one direction, and recovery is quite natural and very easy. And moving arms around Jack doesn't go off the surface. Not quite that light-footed. You have to be careful that you're leaning in the direction you want to go, otherwise you slightly inebriated. In other words, you have to cross your foot over to stay underneath where your center of mass is. Neil is now unveiling the plaque that is. For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, ET. We came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States. I want to back up and partially close the hatch.
All right.
Making sure not to lock it on my way out. Right up. Tranquility Base, Houston. Roger, go ahead. Roger, our guidance recommendation is pings, and you're cleared for takeoff. Roger, understand. We're number one on the runway. Roger. Proceed. 36 feet per second up. 5-minute pitch over. Very smooth. Balance come along.
Very quiet ride. There's that much crater on there.
Thousand feet high, 80 feet per second vertical rise. Here you go, Houston. The request manual start override. Roger. 2,600 feet altitude. Here you go, Houston. You're looking good to us.
Degrees. Jeez.
Houston, we got the service module going by. Roger, thank you. And it's rotating just like it should be. Thrusters are firing.
800 nautical miles high. Velocity 33,000 feet per second.
Houston, we'll have you for about 3-4 minutes through Redstone and then pick you up after blackout through Orion. Roger.
Guidance reports Apollo 11 right down the middle of the corridor.
And 11 Houston, you're going over the hill there shortly. You're looking mighty fine to us. See you later.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Houston, through Orion. Apollo 11 Houston, and the blind air boss has a visual contact. Apollo 11 Houston, standing by for your history reading, over. Apollo 11, this is Hornet, over. Apollo 1, this is Apollo, agreed to light clear. Authorization 1330, 16915.
Air 11 reports visual with 3 full tubes.
Condition of crew, over. Condition of crew, 4,500 feet on the way down. 11 is Hornet, copy. 11 Hornet, what's your splash down here, over? Okay, splash down here
we'll take a peek at the extras real quick, and then I'm gonna cut it out. Options home coming soon. Oh.